State of the Union Address for Southern Colorado Real Estate. Hey everybody, it's Karen Schaefer. Welcome to another episode of On the Treadmill with Karen. I wanted to talk today about the State of the Union with Southern Colorado Real Estate. And I think sometimes we talk about, numbers and statistics and things like that. And the reality is people don't really know what's going on a consistent basis. So I figured since, everybody's talking about State of the Union, we would too, but in terms of Southern Colorado real estate and without all the theatrics. I won't say anything else, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, so Colorado Springs, El Paso County, Woodland Park, Teller County, the Ute Pass, all these areas that comprise Southern Colorado. It's really interesting what's going on, and I feel like this is something we need to talk about all the time because the updates change so much. In in other markets in the country, we could say, well, let's do a quarterly update or a biannual update or an annual update, and you'd be fine. But here I'm like, let's do a daily update because everything's moving so fast. So basically, I don't know if you all have heard this or not, but drum roll please, Colorado Springs has been forecasted to be one of the top 10 housing markets in the nation for the next 3 to 5 years. So this isn't something that's going to stop all of a sudden. We are really on a roll here. And when I say Colorado Springs, we're really talking about Southern Colorado in terms of Colorado Springs, the surrounding areas throughout El Paso County, as well as the Ute Pass, Woodland Park, Teller County Divide, all of those areas as well. So we're going to kind of, put it all into the same dish a little bit right now. But one of the housing market is amazing to me how long this is going on, and the fact that they're continuing to say, we're still in a strong growth period, that we're still elevating our status as far as being in the top 10 housing markets in the country, where we were always just kind of a little stepchild of Denver, and now we are really, high up in the charts. So what contributes or what has contributed to all this growth? Number one, of course, is the economy. Colorado is a beautiful place to live, and if you haven't been out here, you really need to come visit because it's absolutely gorgeous. We're expanding Highway 25. This has been in the works for years and years and finally happening. And while it's a royal pain to go from the Springs to Denver now, especially to get to the airport or anywhere else, the reality is this is a much needed expansion. And in the long term, it's going to make a huge, huge difference on all of our travel, our commuting, and everything else that we do. So the expansion of Highway 25, allowing more accessibility is a big one. The migration of industry into our area. So we're a big military community, but all of a sudden now we're starting to see other industries coming into Colorado Springs because they want to get the benefits of having businesses here in Colorado, the tax benefits, the environmental benefits. They want to attract good employees because people love living in Colorado. So we're really starting to see a lot of migration of businesses and an explosion of small business too. So I love that as an entrepreneur myself. And then we're, of course, seeing continued growth toward Teller County. So a lot of times people are saying, I love these communities, but I want to live somewhere where there's a little less traffic, a little quieter, 15, 20 minutes outside of town. And those are the people that are moving up the Ute Pass into Teller County, Woodland Park, Divide, Florissant, etc. So we're seeing a lot of continued growth there and expansion there too of some small businesses, some colleges. Charis Bible College came into Woodland Park, a couple other things like that as well. So that's kind of interesting. As far as building goes, lots of buildings still. We're running out of land, but lots of buildings still going on in Colorado Springs, as well as throughout Teller County. Building costs are getting high. So a lot of my clients will come in and say, maybe I'll build instead of buy. And I'll say, well, let's take a look and see what's out there. Can we get the land? Does it need to be excavated? How much are utilities? All those costs really add up, believe it or not. But the other thing that happens for us is the building costs have increased. So our building costs now are somewhere around $225 to $250 a square foot. And that's for a nice home. But it's not for something extraordinary. So keep that in mind. Oftentimes, it's far less expensive to buy than to build, but it depends on what you're after. The other reason is the interest rates are still low. This blows my mind how low the interest rates are staying. So there's still lots and lots of buying out there, and lots of, like I said, lots of building, but lots of buying as well, and lots of what I call building up. So buying something and making it better. People have some money now, and the rates are low, so they can also afford to make those homes much, much nicer. I want to tell you just how hot our market is. I was at our office yesterday in Colorado Springs, and our office is over by the Broadmoor. And so I was talking to another agent who had just listed a home in that area this past week, and he also listed one that was much less expensive. So he had two listings this week. One was, I think, $295,000, right in that price range, and I think the other one was $805,000. He said in 1 week they had multiple offers on both properties. So if you're wondering what the state of the Union of Southern Colorado real estate actually is, the state is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Now, generally speaking, Teller County, so, Woodland Park, Divide, Florissant, Cripple Creek, Victor, those areas, they'll run about 30 days to 60 days behind that trend, although it is still really a hot, active market in these areas as well. So it's kind of interesting. I expect to see the same pattern continue. So just to recap here just a little bit, in 2019, the average sold price was over $364,000, $364,584. This is from the PPAR statistics, with a price trend of 6.9% increase. Woo! Overall, in that marketplace, there were over 18,000 homes that sold. But here's what I think is super interesting is 2020 year to date. So I just have January stats for this, right? There are 856 homes that have already been sold, plus 126 condos. So almost 1,000 houses in January. Insane. But 25% of those have sold in the last 7 days of January. So if that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what is. This is really interesting to me right now to really watch these trends. I'll always keep you updated. If you have questions about it or anything else, just let me know. I'm happy to answer them, give you any kind of guidance or advice that I can. So if you like this, please like us here on Facebook, share it with all your friends. Love to be able to talk to more and more of you out there regarding El Paso County and Teller County real estate. So once again, guys, thanks for joining me. I'm Karen Schaefer with RE/MAX Properties and Peak Price, Colorado. I appreciate you being here for another episode of On the Treadmill with Karen. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.